Alright, so we met with Vittorio Gelfi, and like I told you, anyway, very soon I'll go to the next place and I'll see you on the road. Alright, so I had a nice lunch with Vittorio, and now I've just gotten to the Parmesan Museum. It's a little bit in the middle of nowhere, check it out. But it's here. And the proof is this over here. So the earliest documents mentioning Parmigiano Reggiano actually date back to 1254, and this building where we're at right now used to be the factory built in the 1840s-ish. And now it's the museum, and we can learn a lot about how this Parmesan is made. Starting from the barrels, to the tool for removing cream, to these glasses for whey starters, and tons of stuff, all the tools. I need to say that I don't know much about making cheese, so maybe there's not much I can explain, but there's all the tools necessary to make it and to make it well. Alright, and these are the tools used for making butter. So actually butter production is done in 3 phases: skimming, churning, and shaping of the butter loaves. So for instance, here's a mold to package butter from early 20th century. Butter box. Some examples of products using Parmesan. See, grating cheese. Oops. Different cheese graters. Alright, so this is the history of Parmigiano Reggiano. So this cheese, Parmigiano Reggiano, was born in the Middle Ages in the land between Parma and Reggio. And this area held a combination of factors needed for the cheese's creation. In the 19th century, a production of the cheese flourished in Parma, Reggio, Modena, and Mantua. But later, even Bologna was added. As you can see, basically this is the land of Parmesan. So this is all for seasoning. And this is probably used in the storage room, ladder, the shelves where the cheese is held, and of course the weight, which I already showed in another cut. By the way, it's from the 1800s, so 19th century scale. Alright, and there's actually another museum. It's History of Farming, and it was right next to the Museum of Parmesan. Mauro. Okay. So Mauro, who is the owner of this museum, was explaining that basically he was telling about his life. So we started actually here. He was born in 1949. Then he grew up. His first toys and his first steps. But his actual work was taking this industrial hemp over here, remaking, so hemp, right? So it looks something like this. Remaking into threads and then making stuff out of it. So this is made out of hemp. This was his work. These are blankets for sleeping. There's a cloak or a shirt, something. So it was all made from this industrial hemp.
Spoletta. Questa va messa qua.
So it's ready for
il filo. Zac, zac, tac. Capito?
And then you make this.
Filo, tirare.
Right.
Questo invece la canapa Questo. Tac, 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 tac.
Into that.
Gas, acqua.
Oh,
Per il sacco.
so to make the bag. Which is strong.
Grano e camicia di forza
Right.
per
Oh, that
quelli down,
oh, really? That was made for.
Italia.
Oh, so it's for the crazy people. Because it was so strong. This material was so strong that this was actually not just a cloak or a shirt, like I said. It's for crazy people in Italy. So he was making them.
Singe, cucire,
Yep.
poi
So this was sewing
Pedale.
machine.
2 mani,
Right, so this was sewing with the feet.
diploma.
This is a washing machine.
Sì, 1970.
1970s washing machine. So you would probably pour in some water in there, probably some soap, put in the clothes that you have over there, and just roll this around.
Italia.
Made in Italy, 1970.
Questo Francia, la Flamande, fine 1800. Acqua, fuoco,
Alright, so this is a bigger washing machine.
fuoco. Poi quando l'acqua si metteva cenere,
Uh-huh.
detersivo e poi vum, 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 e poi si appendevano
Ah.
le culotte e il pigiama da notte, tutti francesi.
Right, so this is a French machine that was heated up with wood, adding this as needed to cool it down, again with a roller, and this is obviously a bigger and more complex machine. If you need to heat up the water, as you remember that one over there, you couldn't heat up, but here you actually can. And then, I mean, it looked approximately like this, obviously when the clothes were ready, and this is how it looks. Alright, so, questo sei tu?
No, mio papà.
Ah, your this is the owner's father getting corn, and what he was doing is he was getting the corn, taking the leaves of the corn. No, non fare così! È un museo!
Vabbè, ce n'ho tanta.
And making bags.
Le seggiole per sedersi.
Ah, and the chair sitting part. So this is all made from the leaves of the corn. And his father was making them.
Al paillon, al materasso per dormire.
So the mattresses, right, so the mattresses to sleep, these were also made from corn.
Non avevano i soldi da comprare la lana di pecora. Beh, pecora.
So they couldn't buy the... Ah, perché questo non era così costoso.
No, quello gratis.
Yeah, exactly.
Quello invece
Certo. Yeah, so they couldn't buy the sheep's wool to sleep on for the mattresses and blankets, so they used the corn leaves instead,
poi,
which they had for free because they had the fields, as I said.
poi si sgranava a mano.
No, è un museo!
Funziona tutto a mano il mio museo. Poi arriva sgranatrice.
So first they were doing it manually, and then of course we had a machine.
Una manciata. Lo mettiamo qua.
Put it here.
Sto macinando.
And mince it.
Lo mettiamo qua.
Alright, and
Adesso viene setacciato. Cade farina. Nel paiuolo di rame.
that's flour.
Mettiamo l'acqua, un
Add
po' di
water,
sale,
salt,
fuoco.
heat it up,
Facciamo la polenta.
and have a
Polenta.
yeah, and well, like, you can eat it then.
Questo lo diamo da mangiare alle galline.
And this goes to the chickens.
E le chicken in cambio ti dà l'uovo.
And chickens give you eggs, which means basically it's a
Tutto,
whole cycle.
tutto calcolato.
So right now for grain we use this machine over here, and obviously, you know, it's all automatic. They go through the field, get the grain. However, in 1896, and according to the owner this is a very unique piece, they used this tool over here,
Si chiude.
made in Prague. Alright, so my battery died, so I'm continuing to film with the GoPro. Yes, this is really cool. He's showing all these old tools, and I really can't resist to film it.
Della mia famiglia, Parizia Renato.
1910
Al petrolio.
lamp.
Le lampade. Mettiamo questo sopra. Questi invece sono da collezione.
So he collected these. Ma che cos'è?
Prima che si chiamava Parmigiano Reggiano,
Ah, alright. So
Non-
before calling it Parmigiano Reggiano,
mettevano queste placche con il martello, tac tac tac.
so before they did this on the cheese itself, right, Parmigiano Reggiano, they actually used these ones to put on top of the cheese.
Lo chiamavano
As a brand.
grana,
Uh,
padano e poi Parmigiano Reggiano che nasce il consorzio.
so first it was called Grana.
Prima sì,
Grana, and then it was called Parmigiano Reggiano.
dopo.
Yeah.
Quindi sono da collezione.
So this is a. Ma per me
Sì.
è un museo.
Cosa c'entra? Ce ne sono
Guarda
tanti.
Mauro, ma
tanti,
se fai
tanti.
così per tutti,
Ce n'ho tanti.
usi this,
Ce n'ho
usi that.
tanti. Ce n'ho tanti. Ce n'ho tanti.
Ma non ci sarà museo più, no? Non lo voglio.
Perché lo regali, è da collezione, i collezionisti perdono la testa.
No, io capisco, ma è un museo.
Non lo vuoi? Allora lo lascio qua, come vuoi.
No, è un museo. Non puoi dare un museo a tutti.
Oh, è mio un museo, posso decidere se regalarlo o non voglio soldi, regalare. Se lo vuoi, lo vuoi.
Io non posso accettare.
Maiale.
Anyway, what I need to say, Mauro is very, very kind, molto gentile, but I can't take his museum. He's using up all his museum for me, basically. So the hair of the pig is used for brushes that Mauro is showing right now. So basically, these are all the things that you can use the pig for.
Con il suo osso
So with the bones,
facciamo il sapone, savon. Questo è sapone della mia famiglia degli anni 40. Sapone.
From the bone?
Sapone. Osso del maiale.
so from the bone,
Sapone.
he's making soap. And
Ecco.
this is actually his family's soap.
Sapone.
All right, so these were the two museums over here. Mauro explained all the history of farming and his family, and he was really kind, and he gave me many gifts. So I gave him some table salt from Bochnia salt mine. So we traded a couple of things. Anyway, he's not yet on Google Maps, although the museum is quite interesting, and Mauro himself is a rather good storyteller, which makes this museum worth a visit. Anyway, if you're around here near this museum of Parmigiano, or if you want to come to this side of Italy, don't forget to visit him as well. Alright, so now off to the hotel. All right, welcome to the hotel. So that's it for today. We met Vittorio, had a good lunch, chatted about work, photography and lives. We're at the Modena district.